Okay, we're live. Okay, guys, I want to share something with you today. So, in particular, what we're talking about is a myth that comes up a lot in my industry. And it's specifically what I'm talking about is kids who don't have fathers anymore because their fathers passed away. And one of the myths we have about them is that older children might not have the great. Let me back up. There's a myth that older children have a greater capacity to remember their father than younger kids. The reality is, older kids may not remember much either. Now, let me explain about this. So, there is something called called a childhood amnesia. Basically, we don't often recall that much before the age of 5, and even beyond that, memories can sometimes be kind of vague. So, let's think about the fact that, and most kids between the ages of 0 to 5, they're growing really fast and they're absorbing all this information, and we don't necessarily remember a lot of that. So this affects both younger kids and older kids. Now, I don't want you to see this as detrimental, because what this does is this actually levels the playing field. It means that every child has the potential to remember the memories that are locked in the long-term memory, no matter what the age. Okay? No matter what the age. So every kid, as they grow older, they can develop memories of their deceased father. It's weird, right? But is it real? Absolutely. Because research, and I'll put up a link here. Give me a second. I forgot to put it up. A link here. If you look to called infantile amnesia, just give me a sec. I put it up here. Create a banner. There we go. I want to show this to you. So if you want to go check it out right now. This is the website above. It's called infantile amnesia. And it researches that most adults cannot recall memories from about the ages of before. Oh my God, let me back up. I'm so sorry. Research indicates that most adults cannot recall memories from before the ages of 3 to 4, and it is called childhood or infantile amnesia. This is attributed to the rapid forgetting that occurs in early childhood. However, and this is the good thing, research also indicates that while some memories may become inaccessible over time, they are not necessarily lost. Certain cues or contexts can trigger the spontaneous retrieval of these long forgotten memories. So this phenomenon really, it comes up when it's involuntarily autobiographical memories, where people can, or kids and everybody really, they can suddenly recall past events without really putting any efforts into it, which means that it shows that memories can be retrieved when individuals encounter specific cues related to the original experience. And remember, this affects anybody between whether they're younger or older. Can even happen to you, right? So let's give an example of that. So let's say, for instance, you're walking down the street and something reminds you of an event that you never had, that you haven't remembered before. Okay, so let me explain how this works. So basically the event happens. Okay, the event happens, and when this happens, it's you experience something and it gets stored as a memory, right? That's the first thing. The event happens. Then forgetting occurs. Over time, right? Details of this memory fades and it feels though you've lost it. However, it doesn't mean the memory is gone. Okay, it's just hidden. Let's talk about the fact there's the short-term memory and the long-term memory. Even though you don't remember that memory in short-term memory, it's not gone, it's just hidden. Okay. Now, the next thing is that there's a cue that can actually trigger the memory. Sometimes this happens, right? So there's a smell really goes directly to the memory in your brain. The smell, it could be a sound, it could be a familiar situation, and something will trigger you to remind you of the memory, okay? This trigger unlocks the memory, which makes it accessible again. And the next stop is called a memory recall. And what this means is that once the memory is triggered, it feels like it suddenly comes back, even though you hadn't thought about it in years. So I want you to think about this. What this really means, guys, what I want you to take away with this is that memories are not gone, okay? They are just out of reach. Why is this important? This is so important because it means that no matter how old your kids are, no matter how old your kids were when their father passed away, they can have organic memories of them. Why is this important? It's important because they will have a deceased father in their lives forever. And knowing how you can help nurture and cultivate those organic memories, no matter what the age, can be so instrumental to making sure they have these fantastic, thriving lives with a father in their lives, even though that father is deceased, because you're making organic living memories. Why am I talking about this? Because on February 21st at 12:30 p.m. online, I'm going to be having a workshop which is going to dive into this. Okay. We are going to be talking about how you can cultivate just these memories, no matter how old they are. This is just one of the many things we're going to talk about. We're going to be diving into why it's important to do this. We're going to be diving into the context of how it affects you as the widow, because you're not just grieving you're not just helping your kids grieve their father, you're also grieving your husband. So you got to be set and fill your own cup and make sure you're stable first, right? Then we're going to go into the idea of all these different ways that kids can remember and how we can trigger those. And this is the best part. Now, then we're going to go into breakout rooms. We're going to break out rooms into where people can talk about their specific memories and they can talk about their kids. And we're going to base it by different age groups. So right now we're going to say 0 to 5, 6 to 8, and then 10 to 13. We're going to break it down those ideas. So at the end of it, you're going to come away with some ideas that you've never thought of before, because you're going to get input from other widows who have kids just like you, and we're going to pass ideas back and forth. Then we're going to come back together and we're going to dive deeper into how we can apply this in your lives going forward. This is an incredible experience. I have not actually done this workshop before. I am so hyped and I would love you to come to it. So if you'd like some more information, it's again, it's cultivating. If you want to put hashtag memories down below, I will give you a link to where you can get more information and sign up for this workshop. I would love to see you there, because if anything, we know, okay, that you can cultivate and nurture organic memories of their father, no matter what their age group is. And I'd love to see you there. Let me know. Put DM hashtag memories down below. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.